That breaking news: fire conditions in Southern California have entered a critical period as winds grow stronger tonight. Crews continue their tireless fight against the deadly and destructive flames. The death toll now rising to 24, and that number is expected to keep growing. Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Andrea Flores.
And I'm Cecil Hannibal. A fire warning remains in effect for the Los Angeles area, and officials say the Santa Ana winds that helped fuel the fires last week are expected to return.
This wind event is approaching us, and it's approaching us very, very quickly. I want to reassure you that your LAFD, all of our regional partners, every single agency that has come from up and down this state and outside of the state, we are ready.
And here's what we know right now. Crews are battling 3 wildfires. The largest is the Palisades fire at more than 23,000 acres. It's 13% contained, and the Eaton fire, that's over 14,000 acres and 27% contained. The Hearst fire is just under 800 acres, and it is 89% contained.
Tens of thousands remain under evacuation orders tonight because of the Palisades and Eaton fire. So here's a look at the evacuation map. The red areas are mandatory evacuation. The yellow areas are evacuation warnings, but those people must be ready to go at a moment's notice. Evacuation orders have expanded for the Palisades fire as it continues to grow east. So we want to check in now with meteorologist Dirk Verdorn. Dirk, I know you've been keeping a track of those winds. So how strong are the winds going to be, and how long will they last?
Yeah, we're going to see those winds increasing as we go from Monday into Tuesday, and that's when they're going to peak. But right now, what I want to show you is the difference. You can see the difference. The fires that have been burning so aggressively have backed off considerably. You can see that the smoke today, this was from noon to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon for the Palisades fire, which is the biggest fire. Yesterday, we had a big smoke plume working its way from the fire out into the ocean. Today, nothing showing up, at least by the satellite. I'm sure there's still some smoldering going on, but the fire is not growing nearly as aggressively as it has been. Eaton fire as well. We saw that tapering off yesterday, and again, it's not putting out much smoke tonight. So that's all good news. Air quality, we do have moderate levels of particulates still in through the LA basin, but for the most part, it's not too bad. Winds have died down, and as those winds taper off, yeah, you are going to see more concentration of the particulates in and around the area. You can see wind speeds anywhere from 3 miles per hour up to 8 miles per hour. And so winds, not too much of an issue tonight. That's going to change though as it progresses through Monday into Tuesday. We'll see those winds on the increase. So this is forecasting wind gusts, and you can see the strongest wind gusts, of course, are going to be in the mountains, and we'll see that increasing Monday morning, and then by Monday evening and into Sunday, that's when we really see the big jump with the wind gusts that could be anywhere from 40 to up to 60 miles per hour. So we're seeing that in through the San Bernardino Mountains and the San Gabriel Mountains and on into the Santa Monica Mountains, where they have the fires that have been burning. And so that's going to be the big concern. It's peaking on Tuesday. Back over to you.
Dirk, thank you. This is new aerial video today of the devastation caused by these fires. On the left is the widespread damage from the Eaton fire, and on the right, the damage from the Palisades fire. You can see just how extensive the destruction is. These are all people's homes, businesses, and entire communities right now, and neighborhoods have been reduced to rubble. This evening, fire officials held community meetings for both the Palisades and Eaton fires to update residents on the fires, to answer questions, and discuss the recovery process. Hundreds gathered at Pasadena City College for the Eaton fire meeting.
The difference between this event, that, when you get up there and you see what's happened, people expect to see destruction, but they actually see devastation. It's the only way to describe it. And so you can rest assured that the city of Pasadena, working with the county, working with the state, and working with our national leaders, will do all that it can to ensure that we do rebuild.
Governor Newsom signing an executive order today aimed at helping fire victims. The executive order suspends permitting and review requirements to make it easier for people in the LA area to rebuild homes and businesses. It will also protect prices on building materials in LA County through January of next year. Newsom is also taking suggestions, ordering state agencies to look for ways to streamline the rebuilding and recovery process. Newsom also issuing another executive order today to support recovery efforts. This one directing fast action to clear debris in the areas impacted by the fires, and also to prepare for future mudslides and flooding.
Some evacuated residents are now anxious to return home to see what, if anything, remains. But officials are reminding people many areas are still not safe to return to right now. The officials addressing when residents might be allowed to return.
Unfortunately, those conversations are not going to begin until the next predicted red flag ends on Wednesday. So please rest assured that first thing Thursday, we will start talking about repopulation in evacuation order and warning areas.
As the fires continue to burn, people across Northern California are coming together to help people impacted by the devastating flames.
The children is what's motivating me. They lost everything, their Christmas presents, their animals, loved ones. So it gives you motivation to be able to want to get out and help.
KCRA 3's Andres Valle was in Yuba City, where donations are being collected for people in need.
There's backpacks,
one by one,
baseball caps over there.
driving into this church filled with donations to help those affected by wildfires burning in Southern California.
We can't do this by ourselves. We need the general public's help to do this.
As people across Yuba City band together to help those who have lost everything.
There's shoes, there's socks.
Frank Martinez with Butte County United says it's just the beginning of the work he and many other organizations in the area will have to do to help in recovery.
This is a long-term recovery. It's nothing that's going to happen overnight.
This drive-through donation drive organized by multiple nonprofits in the area. These donations will soon be taken to SoCal.
We're working on packing up a semi in Orville at the Tiny Pines Foundation and driving it down and doing distribution in Los Angeles.
Brian Davis with Be Extra says teaming up on these efforts allows them to have a further reach.
We've done it before with other fires and that type of thing, and serving is what we do at Be Extra, and this is a perfect opportunity to do that and then to connect with our folks down south. I know they would do it for us if it was here, so we just can't wait to get there and serve them.
And the donations continue to pile up. We got cases of water all lined up here, as well as diapers and blankets. All of these donations will be sent to Southern California to those affected by those wildfires.
These people are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. They're traumatized.
Reporting in Yuba City.
In the meantime, we'll fill gaps when we're not down south.
Andres Valle, KCRA 3 News.
Donations will be collected through January 24th. If you would like to help, we have posted a link to get in contact with these organizations. You can head to our website, kcra.com, and click on the story.
What started as a grassroots donation center has turned into a major donation hub to help those impacted by the fires. This is a look at Santa Anita Racetrack in Arcadia. You can see the hundreds of evacuees and volunteers there, from shoes to jackets to food. The aid center now covers acres. The track canceled races this weekend and let volunteers take over their parking lots, essentially. Those impacted by the wildfires are saying this outpouring of support is just amazing, including one volunteer who came all the way from Texas to help.
It's amazing how all these people come together and help. People that you don't even know, but we're a family.
I want to help because I think that all of our families, all of those brothers that lost their homes and others that are grieving, I think that it'll be uplifting that they know that the community is getting together to help them.
Well, thousands of people, both those dropping off donations as well as those in need, have come by this track. The donation center is expected to remain open through Wednesday.
Today, Los Angeles Unified announced most of its schools will reopen tomorrow. And as kids return to school, the California Department of Public Health says some children may be having a difficult time coping with the stress and anxiety caused by the wildfires.
You can imagine this is a lot to process right now. Even if they aren't personally impacted by the flames, it's important to pay attention to the signs that they might be overwhelmed by their emotions right now. KCRA 3's Leticia Ordaz spoke to a child psychiatrist from Sacramento with what parents need to know.
With neighborhoods left devastated by the fires in Southern California, some children are left feeling helpless and scared that this could also happen to their homes in Northern California.
There's so much going on in everybody's mind, and it includes kids. They might also are trying to exercise their own capacity to put themselves in the shoes of the people who have been evacuated. So it is a very normal human response.
Dr. Azra Noberry is a child psychiatrist for Sutter Health in Sacramento. She says anxiety is normal, but it could quickly spiral if kids don't have accurate information.
They might think that the entire city of LA is on fire or something like that. They can develop some kind of anxiety disorder if they're really afraid, if they're living in the acute stress situation. They are constantly feeling that something traumatizing is going to happen to them, and it is not healthy for kids. So we really need to limit the information that the younger kids have.
Dr. Noberry says it's important to validate your child's feelings, to let them express themselves, and to encourage them to maintain their daily schedule.
And even for the older kids, we need to make sure that we create a sense of safety at home. We try to keep the routine as much as possible to make sure that they understand that our life is not impacted. We are prepared for the future if something happens, but let's keep the routine and actually go through our days as we usually do.
Parents we spoke with in Sacramento say they're trying their best to keep a healthy balance to their lives right now.
Definitely as a parent, I feel like it's our responsibility to be mindful of what our kiddos see. And so right now, given my daughter's age, definitely limiting her screen time.
Of course, as a parent, you need to regulate what you're kind of showing to your children. But in this particular case, I'm fine and comfortable with them seeing that type of stuff because it is just a reality of our situation.
If you notice your child is crying more than usual, not eating well, or sleep is disrupted, it may be time to ask for help.
But if this continues for several days, it is an opportunity to check in with their doctor and making sure that if they need to go to see a psychiatrist.
In Sacramento, Leticia Ordaz, KCRA 3 News.
Dr. Noberry from Sutter Health in Sacramento says children can feel empowered during this difficult time by packing an emergency bag and feeling prepared should they ever need it. We will continue to follow developments on the Southern California wildfires, both on air and on our KCRA 3 app. Make sure to turn on those push alerts to get the latest updates. And many of you have been asking how you can help the fire victims directly in Southern California. You can scan this QR code right now on your screen to donate. KCRA 3 is teaming up with the American Red Cross to help people impacted by these devastating wildfires across LA County. Your donation will support the victims with disaster relief and other humanitarian efforts.